Good morning. Welcome back to Breakfast Television. Now, our next guest was scheduled to join us today to talk about a documentary she's featured in, and the conversation is sadly taking a turn. Now, Jeannette Feliciano survived the Pulse Nightclub massacre that happened in Orlando in June of 2016. And there's a documentary about the horror of that night and how she's been coping since and the daily activities to get through it. Well, less than 24 hours after another unimaginable mass shooting in the States, Jeannette is joining us this morning to discuss that documentary and so much more. First question, thank you, first of all, Jeannette, for being with us. And how are you?
I'm great. You know, I'm alive, so I have to say that I'm blessed.
When you, man, like, look, we all feel it. Even here in Canada, we understand it's, but we all feel it. When you wake up to something like this, or you're going through your day to something like this, knowing what you've gone through, how do you cope?
You know, there's so much difficulty in it because I truly feel that the Pulse shooting was pretty much the start of the consistency of these so-called massacres. And it's as a kind of feeling like you can't get away from it. So that's something that is super, super hard because it's from left to right. You're hearing these unfortunate events. And yes, no matter what, there's still a sense of fear. There's a sense of, you know, man, I can't get away from it.
Yeah.
But ultimately, we still have to continue to live. And that's the difficulty in the world that we live in is the unforeseen occurrences that actually befall us.
And there are going to be a lot of people that are going to have to continue to do that after what we saw yesterday and continue to see in Buffalo and continue to see, unfortunately. It's been almost 6 years for you. What has the healing process been like for you?
You know, the healing process will always continue. A mistake that many of us do is that when we're involved in anything, and, you know, it really goes beyond Orlando, it's anyone who is suffering any type of traumatic loss or any type of PTSD, there's a process to healing. A lot of times we try to rush it, and you have to allow to live each day. We can't rush the healing process. But each day we continue to heal little by little, and not every day is going to be your best day. But as long as we continue with our feet forward in the right direction of positive thinking, the healing process will continue.
Jeannette, unfortunately, 49 people were killed that day. You were there. You survived it. And you touch on this in the documentary about some guilt, that survivor's guilt. How do you get through that, and what does that feeling actually feel like?
You know, it's very, very difficult. You know, it was very hard for me to hear things like, oh, you made it alive, and it was God, and he was there for you. And there was a sense of anger because for me, there's nothing special about me. There's nothing more meaningful about my life than any other person who was in that nightclub. For me, it was, you know, I somehow got out. I'm very, very grateful. But when people told me that I was alive for a reason, that was something that didn't feel good. That's not something that's very warming for me, because that's not fair to the other people who died so horribly in such a horrible way. And, you know, I made it out alive. But when I made it out and realized all the people that were lost, it gets to points that you feel like to suffer through the trauma every day. It is very difficult to feel that you cannot go to bed without your lights off because you want to see what's going on in your own home in case anybody walks in. That's a very hard thing to get over.
Speaking of your own home, your mom, that relationship, you know, there's a lot of people that are going to need to talk to somebody today. How has that relationship with your mom gotten better since? Wow.
You know, prior to Pulse, there was not that sense of closeness. You know, my mom has a very, very strong belief in committing certain sins, regardless of, you know, someone who's being part of the LGBT community or even a heterosexual. But let me tell you, the bond that I have with my mom now is absolutely amazing. She is my rock. And honestly, through this process, it gave me the opportunity to kind of see and feel, and I don't want to get emotional here, but that sense of my mom does love me. And that was something that's very crucial for me. And I know that it will touch so many people's hearts, because it's okay to agree to disagree with your child's lifestyle, the matter here is still showing love and respect.
Look, it's a great documentary. I want everyone to check it out. It's called Jeannette, of course, after Jeannette Feliciano, who has joined us this morning. You can see the screening Saturday, May 28th at the Tiff Bell Lightbox, or head to insideout.ca for more information and to get your tickets. Jeannette, we appreciate you on Of All Days Today joining us this morning. Much love and continued success for you as well.